Today we are going to cover the topic what is Jainism, and here we will see the early life of Mahavira. After that we will also see the teachings of Mahavira, then what are the key aspects of Jain life, then where is the religious center, and finally conclusion, that is we are going to conclude our topic. So let us start. What is Jainism? Jainism is an Indian ancient religion. So it is an Indian ancient religion. The last and 24th Tirthankar of Jain was Vardhaman Mahavira. Now, Vardhaman Mahavira was the last 24th Tirthankar of Jains. So what is the meaning of Tirthankar? It means a spiritual leader. Okay. So the supreme preacher of the religion. These Tirthankars actually get victory over the cycle of birth and death. So they are the preacher of religion. Followers of Mahavira were known as Jains. Okay, those who used to follow the teachings of Mahavira, they are known as Jain. So simply it is an Indian ancient religion. Secondly, the last and 24th Tirthankar of Jainas was Vardhaman Mahavira, and the followers of Mahavira is known as Jain. Right? Now let us see early life of Vardhaman Mahavira. He was a Kshatriya prince of Lichavis, a group that was a part of the Vaji Sangha. So Vaji Sangha and Lichavis were a clan. That what a clan means? A group of family related to each other. And Lichavis is situated right now, it was in the border of Bihar and Nepal. So he was a Kshatriya prince of that area. Okay. At the age of 30, he left home and went to live in a forest. So he was not happy with his materialistic life. As a prince, he was not happy. So he left his home at the age of 30 and went to live in a forest. For 12 years, he led a hard and lonely life, at the end of which he attained enlightenment. So he left his home at the age of 30 and get the enlightenment after 12 years. It means 30 plus 12, 42 years. At the age of 42 years, he got the enlightenment. Now, what is enlightenment? Enlightenment means to gain the knowledge, right? To gain the wisdom, that is the insight of self-discovery. And he became the 24th Tirthankars of Jain. Now, what were main teachings of Mahavira? Men and women who wish to know the truth must leave their homes. So, those who want to know about the truth, they have to leave their homes. They must follow very strictly the rules of ahimsa, which means not hurting or killing living beings. So, according to him, if you want to know about the Jainism, then they have to leave their home, and secondly, they have to very much strictly follow the rules of ahimsa, that is not killing or hurting any living beings. Here, insect also came, right? Because it is also a living being. Mahavira said, all beings long to live, to all things life is dear. So according to him, all beings, all the living beings, they have to live a very long life, because all of them just they take care, they are very much to all things life is dear, because they just love to, they all want to live, isn't it? So for them life is dear. So that's why according to Mahavira, no one should hurt any living things. Mahavira and his followers used Prakrit, that is an ancient language, to teach. So for teaching they used to take this one language, that is Prakrit, that is known as Prakrit, that is an ancient language. There were several forms of Prakrit used in different parts of the country and named after the regions in which they were used. So there are several forms of Prakrit language, and it was named after the region in which they are used, that is the language. For example, Prakrit is spoken in Magadha, that is the region, is known as Magadhi. That is the language will be known as Magadhi, right? Now, after that, let us see the key aspect of Jain life. So, what are the main things that have to follow just if you want to be a Jain, or what were the key aspect of Jain life? So, Jainas had to lead a very simple life, begging for food. So, they have to live a very simple life and they have to beg their food. Secondly, they had to be absolutely honest, that is Satya. Their life based on non-violence, ahimsa, and were asked not to steal, asatya. Also, they had to observe celibacy, that is a brahmacharya, and non-attachment, aparigraha, to worldly possession. So, these are the 5 main principles of Jainism. A person must have to be honest, and they should not be just based on, life should be based on non-violence, and they should not steal, that is the asatya. They have to observe celibacy, that is they have to live a brahmacharya life, they are not allowed to marry, and non-attachment to worldly possession, that is aparigraha. It means you are not allowed to live a luxurious life, you are not allowed to hold any materialistic life. Right, so these are the key aspects of Jain life. Now, let us see, even though few are Jains, the farmers, why could not farmers follow the rules of Jainism? They are Jain, but they can't able to follow the rules and regulation of Jainism. Jainism prohibits killing of any living being. So, according to it, it prohibits the killing of any living being. As a farmer who had to kill insect to protect their crops, they found it more difficult to follow the rules of Jainism. Since the farmer have to kill insect, they have to use insecticide, pesticides to protect their crops, so they found it very difficult to follow the rules of Jainism. Right. Now let us see the religious center, that is the Vallabhi, Gujarat. Jainism spread to different parts of North India and to Gujarat, Tamil Nadu and Karnataka. The teaching of Mahavira and his followers were transmitted orally for several centuries. So earlier the teaching of Mahavira was just transmitted orally only. They don't have any written literature. So Vallabhi in Gujarat is an important religious center. The Jain scripture assumed their present form here in Vallabhi about 1500 years ago. So this is the place where 1500 years ago the Jain scripture have been just taken into shape, and right now all the things that we find in the written format, right? So finally, Jainism spread throughout in India during Mahavira's lifetime. So during his lifetime, this religion has been spread. Initially, it was supported by traders. However, over a century, it spread to the other parts of the India. So first of all, traders were the people who used to support Jainism and they used to spread the teachings of Mahavira. Later on, over the century, it spread to the other part of the India. So this was our topic where we have covered what is Jainism, its early life of Mahavira and its teaching, then the key aspects of Jain life, then the religious center, that is the Vallabhi in Gujarat, and finally we have concluded the topic.